Welcome, everyone. I appreciate that you've taken time out of your busy schedules to explore Google resources with Greg Muscat. I'm Philippa Arthur, the Learn Captain for Greg Muscat. Once a month, I'll be creating opportunities for you to cultivate your confidence and boost your proficiency with Google Tech for Educators. I hope you continue to engage with Greg Muscat as we explore how Google's resources can enhance our evolving roles as educators. Today, we are also joined by Greg Muscat's Share Captain, Fatima, who is our tech support today. So she is in the background, unseen and unheard, but giving much needed support. So here's our scenario. Today, you're a super busy educator who needs to do a better job of documenting your tasks, personal or professional. You're also in need of a simple attendance roster for your class. So we're going to delve into Google Drive, Google Sheets, and Google Forms. For today's session, you will need to access your Gmail account. That's the one point of entry for all apps Google. This is a collaborative learning process, so we will be doing together. So I'm going to give you a moment to log into your Gmail accounts. Please feel free to submit your comments and queries. Fatima will field them to me. I will stop and take questions periodically. Remember, we're going to be doing this together, so it's a follow along. Let's start with Google Drive, which is a web-based file storage and synchronization service developed by Google. We'll explore how Google Drive can help keep your teaching experience conveniently organized. We'll learn how to access Google Drive. I know many of you already know how. Organize folders, customize folders, and ultimately share folders. At the end, Fatima will send me any of your questions that you may have. How to access Google Drive. So I'm going to have to flip my screen here. Bear with me a moment. It's technology. So first we look at how to access Google Drive. Then we will go to organizing. So you should be getting yourself logged into your Gmail accounts. And here I am in the Get Muscat Google Drive account. Once you get into Google Drive, I want you to click on New because we are going to organize our folders. Let's create a new folder, a folder for Get Muscat. So once again, many of you should be familiar with this. Top left, New. Then you're going to select Folder. And you have this small selection screen, and you're going to give it the title of Greg Muscat. And there is our new folder. But you also plan to be attending our live sessions regularly, so let's create a folder within the Greg Muscat folder. So select the Greg Muscat folder, and let's create another folder. So again, top left, select New, Folder, and we're going to give this folder the title of Greg Muscat Live. Great. So now we have a folder within a folder. So you understand that Google Drive should be your hub for you to organize everything that revolves along your teaching life. Now let's find this folder. When you click on My Drive, all the files and folders that you use will be visible to you. So this is why we suggest you keep it very organized. Now, let's customize our new folder. So if we select our folder and right-click, you can actually change the color. So pick yourself a nice color, and your folder is a beautiful pink or green or blue. Again, select the folder, right-click, change color. Let's go for green. Maybe we don't need this Get Muscat Live folder. Let's rename the folder. A little bit more customization. Select the folder, Get Muscat Live, right-click, and we're going to rename. Select rename, and we're just changing that last word from live to training. Okay, and that's it. As educators, we spend a lot of time collaborating with our colleagues. So one of the wonderful, convenient things about Google and its apps is that we can share seamlessly and effortlessly. So let's share this Get Muscat training folder with a friend. Just select the folder. You can either right-click. There's a share option right here. Or select the folder. And if you look on the left column, sorry, not left, if you go to the upper right, there it is again, share. Click on your share, however you access it. It's going to ask you, who do you want to share with? I want to share it with Get Muscat. Okay, can't, got to share it somewhere else. And you pick, and you are done. And now your folder has been shared with one of your colleagues. So basically, this is probably a skill that most people are familiar with, but it's always nice to explore a little deeper to make sure that we're quite comfortable with what our technology can do for us. So we've looked at how to access Google Drive, we've organized a folder within a folder, and we've actually renamed a folder. We've customized the folder by changing the color and renaming it, and we've shared it with a colleague. So that's it for Google Drive for this evening. So we have a little poll here, and there's our technology unavailable. So we're going to have to skip this for tonight. Sorry about that. All right. The next micro activity we're going to take a look at is Google Sheets. So this is also another web-based spreadsheet app developed by Google. So we're going to explore how to create a to-do list because we are very busy people. We're going to use Google Sheets templates, and we'll learn how to access Google Sheets, how to populate a to-do list, how to do a little formatting, and again, ultimately, share our Google Sheets. So how do you access Google Sheets? So again, go into your Google Drive, remembering that Google Drive is your hub for all things Google, and you're going to click on New, Google Sheets, and there it is, a blank template or from a template, and select Create in a shared folder for my case. Okay, I have to do a little tech wrangling here because I have to share each screen at a time. So please bear with me while I swap out the screens. There we go. So now you should actually be seeing the to-do list template. As busy educators, it's very important that we really keep track of the things we have to do, be they professional tasks or personal tasks. So we've accessed a template. Now let's populate that template. Let's add a column. This is very similar to Excel if you're familiar with the product. So we are going to insert column right, and we now have a new column. And we're going to call this column owner. You'll see why in a moment. And I think we need an additional column. So this is column D. We're going to add another column to the right of column D. So insert again, column right. And this time we're going to call this column notes. I need a capital O on my owner. Let me adjust that. Okay. So templates, of course, make your life much easier. They are pre-formatted for you, and Google Sheets and Slides and Forms have lots of templates available for your use. So let's do a little bit of populating of this to-do list because it is a template. This one is pre-populated with checklists. So as you complete a task, you can check it off. There's a date column and there's a task. So go ahead and play with this a little bit. Add yourself a few more dates. We have November the 13th. Then we will have November the 25th. Maybe you want to have December the 29th, etc. Of course, you can also detail a task. All the family. Or maybe you need to rearrange resource cabinet. And I'm typing quickly, so I need to check my spelling. And finally, you need to have a year end meeting. So whatever you need to have documented in your to-do list, this is what you would populate in the task column. Now we like to share. So this is where the owner column comes in. So maybe you would like to assign the task of calling the family to someone like Fatima. Rearrange the resource cabinet. You would like to give another colleague, Brody. That's his task. And the year-end meeting will be for Marsha. So you can actually add owners here. And obviously, notes column will be for you to add additional notes. Call between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., whatever notes are needed. So to-do lists are here for our convenience as educators. We can definitely use them in our private lives as well. What else can we do with this just to make it a little bit more personalized? Well, let's just change the color a little. So click on any column you want. Let's just play with the owner column. And if you go up to the bar, there's our fill color. Pick a color. I go with yellow. Too bright. I'll change it. Maybe a lighter green. Okay. Same thing. Go ahead and play with changing the color of the heading for the notes column. So select that cell, which is E3, notes. Go up to the fill color and select any color you want. So although a document like this will start off as a simple template, As you can see, you will be able to populate it with your own personal content, as well as format the colors and the fonts. Sorry, forgot the fonts. Let's format the text on To Do. So if you select To Do, you can go up to the formatting bar where it says font, and you can actually change the font. Let's go with Lobster. And there you go, font changed. So if you have experience with Word documents and Excel, it's the same skill, but you're applying it to a Google app. So our little activity here in Google Sheets shows us that by accessing a pre-formatted to-do list template, you should be able to personalize it into your own useful to-do list. You can add additional columns, you can change the color and the font, and many more things we don't have enough time to cover tonight. Okay, forgot little mistake. Fatima, do we have any questions so far? I need to stop sharing that screen. Okay, I got an all good. Thank you very much. So we looked at how to access Google Sheets, how to populate a to-do list, how to format the sheet, and definitely how to share the sheet. Oh, we didn't look at share the sheet, sorry. I can do that at the end. Okay. And our poll still isn't working. So it happens, tech doesn't always work at our convenience. All right, our third and final app we're going to take a look at today is Google Forms. This is a web-based survey administration software developed by Google. We'll explore how to create a basic attendance list using Google Forms. We'll learn how to access Google Forms, design a form, customize a form, and view responses. So let's see if you can find your way to Google Forms from Google Drive while I swap my screens. So here we are in Google Drive again. Top left, select New. And here are all your apps from Google, the most common ones. There's Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. Right now you need Google Forms. So go on ahead and pick a blank form. Fatima, can you see this blank form? No, I can see. I need to switch my swap. Yeah, I see. Thank you. This is what we will be creating for the next few minutes. I have already made a demo attendance sheet for November 10th. It's not that complicated. But I'll walk you through it. Give me a moment. Where is it? Untitled Google form. All right, so here we are. Let's get started. So we have our Google Forms in front of us. The first thing you might want to do is give your Google form a name. So this is Demo 2 for me. Demo 2 attendance. The other way. If you have a specific description, definitely you can go ahead and add it. And let's just get to designing our very basic attendance sheet. If you've never used forms before, don't be intimidated. As we go through this very brief process, you'll see how easy it is to use. First thing we want to do is manipulate this template question here. So you're going to click on it. Notice on the right side, it's already been pre-selected as multiple choice. We want to change that to multiple choice grid. That's what's going to work better for us as we set up our attendance sheet. First thing, I tend to keep the question blank. So the multiple choice grid is giving us rows and columns. The rows is where we are going to enter our student's name. So as you do this with me, enter about 4 names. There's that Fatima again, she's everywhere. And then in the second row, notice how it pre-populates your rows for you. Second row, put somebody else, another student. And you go down to the third row. And we'll add one more. You can add first and last names, of course, but for illustration purposes, I'm being lazy with just first names. So there are our 4 students. We have 2 females and 2 males. The next thing is our columns. What we want to know is if these students are present or late or absent. Believe it or not, this is going to turn into your attendance sheet. So this is what you should have in front of you on your screen. So we are in Google Forms. You've given your form a nice, obvious title. Why is that important? Because all the documents you create are stored in Google Drive. And it's by this title you'll be able to find your document in the future. So give it a sensible title. Again, you can give it some detail, a descriptive detail. And we've just created our multiple choice grid. Doesn't look like an attendance sheet yet, does it? Okay. We want to add one more question to this. So this little panel on the right side, look at the choices, add section. We don't need that tonight. Add a video, definitely don't need that tonight. Add an image, not right now. We've already done the title and description. We are not importing questions, that's another live training, but we do want to add another question. So click on that plus button. And I don't want it to be multiple choice because I'm taking attendance. What I want is short answer. Because I might need to document some notes or comments, whatever you want to call it. It is an attendance roster, so I might have specific notes and comments that I want to attach to my students' attendance. And that's it. So we've accessed forms, we've designed a very, very basic roster, and we've customized it by adding a header. Let's change colors, and we'll also get a pre-filled link. So if you come to the banner all the way at the top of your forms, there's a little palette where it says customize theme, select. You can actually upload an image if you have one. Please go ahead and experiment with that now. Or you can simply choose a color. Notice what happens on the border around the attendance list. It changes. If we go with a deep teal or an orange or a red. So once again, you do have the ability to customize your Google Apps. And look what happened while we were customizing. Your finished product almost looks like an attendance sheet. Let's do 2 more things. We teachers are very, very busy people. You have to take attendance every day, 5 days a week. You're not going to be clicking present, 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 because these are 4 good students. They will attend class diligently every day. One thing you can do is get a pre-filled link that will essentially pre-fill all of these selections as present. How do you do that? So go to the top of the screen where you have your choices, more. I'll do that again slowly. Top of the screen, not send, next to send, more, the three dots, select. There is a pre-filled link. Click on it. And once again, I know my screen isn't sharing and it's very tricky to swap in and out of screens. I will try to do it right now very quickly so that you can keep monitoring what I'm doing as I do it. I don't know what screen that is now. That's the problem. Okay, I will probably have to not share that, unfortunately. It's just confusing which screen is which. Okay. So this is what your completed attendance sheet is going to look like. I'm going to close a few tabs. This will help me a bit. And I really want to show you how to look at your responses. Let me try one more time to share the other screen with you. Google Forms. Let me try this one. Okay, so we're back in the active screen. I will just show you the motions for the pre-filled link and explain what it can do for you. So again, next to send, the three selection buttons for more, select, come down, it says pre-filled link. I am not going to choose it. It will bring you to a screen with your demo attendance too, and it will ask you to fill in present, 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 present for each student. You will click submit. You are not submitting the attendance sheet. And what Google Forms will give you in return is a link that you can save in your browser. And every day you take attendance, when you open up a fresh copy, all of the present will be already pre-selected for you, because we think we have 4 really strong students and they have excellent attendance, so we expect them in class instead of having to do present, 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 maybe 22 times. So once again, that is what more pre-filled link will allow you to accomplish. And everybody is asking, well, I've taken attendance, how can I view the responses? Notice way up at the top here, we have questions, which is what we're looking at. It says questions because remember, Google Forms is actually a survey software, so you can design surveys with this as well. Next to it, it has responses. Click. Okay, perfect. It looks as though it's still sharing that. We have 0 responses because we need to generate our sheet. So it's going to feed you to an option to create a spreadsheet. So this little green button here, click. It's asking you create a new spreadsheet that will be coordinated with the attendance. Yes, you want to do that. That's already pre-selected. You click on create. And it has just popped me over to another screen, which I will try to quickly share with you so that you can see what the responses look like. Okay. This is what it would look like. So if Fatima, so keep your eyes on this. If I put Fatima present, Marsha late, John absent, and Sean present, I'm hoping that it populates. No, not yet. Okay. But this is where you would actually see your responses for the attendance that you record. It will timestamp. There is student Fatima, student Marsha, student John, student Sean. If you wrote specific notes or comments, it will show up here. And again, yes, there are many things you can do to this. You can customize this response sheet as well. And as usual, you will be able to share. This has been a lot of toggling for me tonight. So back into our main presentation. So we took a look at Google Forms, we designed an attendance list, we customized it a little bit by changing the color. Some of you may have added an image or your company's logo, and we looked at the attendance responses on a separate spreadsheet. Okay, so Fatima, do we have any questions? All right, doesn't seem so. We still have time for a few. So today it was a very brisk session. I know it may seem crammed, but there's so much out there and we have so little time together. So we took a quick look at, our super busy educator took a look at Google Drive. Then we looked at Google Sheets for a much needed to-do list. And in Google Forms, we designed a very simple attendance roster. Both Google Sheets and Google Forms we access through Google Drive. It's your hub for all apps Google. Here's a fun fact. We all use Google and Google products every day, including Gmail and Chrome. 63,000 Google searches are conducted each second, believe it or not. So your next steps, I'll invite you to go ahead and keep exploring Google Apps. We have Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Forms, and so many others. I would also encourage you today, before you leave us, to complete our session here. Fatima, can you drop that link for me? Muscat really wants to continue being an effective resource for Oman's educators. So it will really mean a lot to us and be very good feedback if you complete our survey. Fatima should have supplied that link. So I'll keep doing a little bit of talking while you fill out the survey. So I want to thank Fatima for the tech support. She was quiet and unseen in the background, but definitely much appreciated. Thank you, Fatima. I'm thanking you attendees for learning by doing with Muscat tonight. Do reach out to us and connect. We're available via social media, the usual platforms. If you would like to directly communicate with me, you can do so through the Muscat Gmail. It'll be convenient if you put in the subject line learn, because we have lots of emails coming in. And for those of you outside of Muscat or outside of the Middle East, we are in Gulf Standard Time plus 4 hours. So taking last questions, any last questions, anyone? Fatima, do we have any last minute questions? I'm getting lots of you're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you, everyone. That brings us to the end of today's live session. Join us again on December 8th. Thank you.